Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. That's right everybody, thanks for checking out the video. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it with some comic book news. Robin gets his very own 80th anniversary 100-page super spectacular one-shot special in March from DC Comics. You know, we've seen Action Comics 1000, we've seen Detective Comics 1000, we've got the upcoming Flash and Wonder Woman 750 or whatever it is. So Robin doesn't have an ongoing series right now, nor is he ever going to get, at least in probably in my lifetime, up to a number that high. So they're doing an 80th anniversary special. I think that's really, really cool. My real name is Robin. I have an attachment to the character because of that. Plus, growing up as a kid, like most other kids, I felt like I too could be Batman's sidekick, especially because my name was Robin. Anyway, I'm a huge fan of the character. This one-shot special is going to celebrate the history and legacy of the character, from Dick Grayson to Carrie Kelly, Damian Wayne, Jason Todd, and the best Robin, of course, Tim Drake, and of course others. Stephanie Brown was Robin for a minute. I would love to see a nod to that just a little bit. You got a ton of talent in this issue, like Marv Wolfman, Tom Grummett, Chuck Dixon, Scott McDaniel, Devin Grayson, Dan Jurgens, Tom King, Peter Tomasi, and James Tynion, and a whole slew of others. I'm very excited about this news. I think it's really cool to give some respect to the greatest and first sidekick of comic book history, right? Was he the first sidekick? I think so. I think officially, right? So speaking of officially, Strange Adventures has an official release date now, March 4th. We know it's coming. Strange Adventures is an Adam Strange-themed 12-issue series written by Tom King with artwork by Mitch Gerads and Doc Shaner. Really excited. I love Gerads and Shaner. I think they're both fantastic artists. They have two completely different styles, and that's going to be really cool for this series because Tom King has stated that he wanted to tell like two stories that kind of play off one another. So there's this idea of the classic sci-fi romantic colonialism of the old school Adam Strange stories, and then you got this grounded, dirty reality behind it, right? I think Gerads and Shaner are definitely going to be able to capture that spirit. I'm very excited about this one. When Tom King takes a B or C-list hero and does a 12-issue series with it, Vision, Mr. Miracle, they usually wind up pretty effing fantastic, I'll say. So I'm very excited for this one. Marvel has teased in a trailer Empyre, their big 2020 event. Or at least their first 2020 event, I should say. In the trailer, you got CB Cebulski and you got Tom Brevoort, and they're basically talking this event up, but they keep bleeping out certain words. So it makes it seem like it's kind of funny because they're just like cursing or something, but obviously they're not. However, if you notice, CB Cebulski, when he mentions the writer of the book, you can definitely tell with his facial structure, even though they kind of cover up his mouth, that it looks like he says Al Ewing. They also say at the end that this is going to spin out of what's coming up in Incoming, which is a one-shot debuting the day after Christmas in comic shops, and Al Ewing is one of the writers on that, so it seems like it's going to make sense. Anyway, what is it going to be about? Nobody knows. It's called Empyre, Empyre with a Y. Who knows? We'll see what happens, right? Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird teaming up again. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. This was apparently teased, I think, in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 100. I flipped through it a little bit, but I didn't see that ad or whatever. If you watch The Toys That Made Us in Season 3, they did an episode about the TMNT toy line. It's a fantastic episode because it's really grounded by this friendship that broke apart, and at the end, there's a glimmer of hope for a reunion. Well, it looks like it's happening. So they're working on this thing. They call it like a set in the future Elseworlds type thing involving the Turtles, The Last Ronin. Eastman and Laird back together again. Dreams do come true. In April, from Image Comics, we get a graphic novel called Paul is Dead. It's going to be written by Paolo Baron with artwork by Ernesto Carbonetti. This is taking that conspiracy theory idea that Paul McCartney died and was replaced by a duplicate. Back in the day, that was like a real thing, and it's apparently, what is it, Strawberry Fields Forever? There's something in one of the Beatles songs. Someone let me know in the comments below because it escapes me right now. There's something in a Beatles song where if you play it backwards, or if you listen really carefully or something, you hear that Paul is dead or something. I don't know. It's an interesting idea, an alternative history. I like stuff like this, so I think that's going to be pretty nifty and cool. Speaking of Image Comics, in July, they're going to release Class War in trade paperback. Class War was a book that came out in the early 2000s. It was written by Rob Williams, had artwork by Travel Foreman and Trevor Hairzine. I really liked it. Thought it was really cool. It kind of fits right along in that early 2000s authority, ultimates atmosphere type thing, but it's about an American superhero who realizes that his government's corrupt, and then he decides he's going to do something about it, and it gets really big and explosive, and it kind of is one of those deconstruction, bring to reality. It's really cool. I really like it. It's been out of print for a long time. Image is snatched up. They're going to be reprinting it in trade paperback this July. So if you've never gotten a chance to check it out, here's your chance. I think that's fantastic. XRay Robot is a new one coming out in March from Dark Horse Comics and the Allreds. That's right, Mike Allred and Laura Allred. I'm really excited about this one. It's kind of tied in a little bit to the Madman verse, he said, but just in a little kind of way. The way that the book is described is really, really cool. Hold on. So anyway, Max, okay? So Max is a family man seeking a more interesting life. While conducting a new experiment at work, the fabric of his reality is torn before his eyes, and a robotic figure appears claiming to be his 277-year-old self. The robot is able to X-ray multiple dimensions and battles a nihilistic entity from another dimension who wants to take all of life into its pre-Big Bang status. Max and the robot embark on an interdimensional road trip through the past and future and take down the nihilist and save the universe. I wanted to read that to you because as soon as I read that, I was like, this is a book I am totally going to read. Anyway, big Allred fan, so I'm very, very excited about that. Wonder Woman 84. It was a week ago, but yeah. It's the trailer. We talked about it a little bit on the Rockin Robbie live stream on Sunday night. I thought it was all right. I wasn't as won over by the trailer as other people. Obviously, this is just the first trailer. You're going to get more story details and stuff, but it's cool. It's a neat little fun trailer. I did enjoy seeing Steve Trevor in the fanny pack and the jumpsuit and all that stuff. Wonder Woman does some pretty BA things in there. Max Lord's in it, and the Mandalorian's playing him, so I'm kind of cool. I hope they lean into a brother idea, but I'm not sure if they really will. Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. I'm definitely down for that. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this. But the trailer was just, to me, okay. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite thing. I don't know. Ghostbusters Afterlife had a trailer. That trailer was pretty cool. It was confusing because I know that they're trying to win back people who were disappointed by the 2016 Ghostbusters film. I was disappointed in that one too. It just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. However, this trailer didn't capture the tone of Ghostbusters for me, so that kind of threw me off. That kid from Stranger Things, I was talking to Jelani about this earlier. I'm kind of starting to not like that kid for some reason. I don't know this kid. It's not personal or nothing. But the trailer was all right. You know, Paul Rudd looks great. Paul Rudd's a great actor. I think this movie will be fun. I think the trailer was just really kind of trying to make it feel nostalgic and sentimental. And to me, maybe that was the wrong approach. It didn't really capture the fun of what Ghostbusters has. And plus, I hear a lot of people kind of comparing it to Stranger Things, but I just think it's because that Finn Wolfhard, whatever the hell his name, kid is in it. I don't know. Shazam 2's got an official release date. It's April 2022. That means DC's going along with the Shazam sequel. It's not Black Adam. Black Adam may not be in the Shazam sequel. That seems really odd to me. Whatever. However, Shazam was a pretty fun movie, and I'm really excited to see it get a sequel. The Illuminatus trilogy. It's a series of books by Robert Anton Wilson and Robert Shea. I'm a big fan of Robert Anton Wilson, but the Illuminatus trilogy, things that have inspired works from people like Neil Gaiman, Alan Moore, and Grant Morrison, it's a big deal, right? There's going to be a TV show being developed by the guy who runs Happy, or who ran the TV show Happy, the Grant Morrison adaptation, Brian Taylor. So that seems pretty nifty, pretty cool. Nothing set on a network or a release date or anything like that, just that they are tackling the idea of doing an Illuminatus TV show based on the Illuminatus trilogy from Robert Anton Wilson and Robert Shea. I think that's a pretty freaking good idea. Fantastic, actually. So, there you go. Anyway, that's what we got for you this week. What we got coming up here at Pop Culture Philosophers tomorrow night, that's right, because today's Saturday when this is releasing, that's right. Welcome to Saturday, the new home of the weekly pop culture wrap-up. At least for now, we'll see. We're going to just keep it going, see what happens. Anyway, tonight, Saturday night, You can probably catch me over at Jim Mint Collectibles YouTube channel. I think we're going live tonight talking about this week's new comic books, a spoiler-filled discussion with me and Jim Mint. Comics with Bueller, 90MF Comics I think is going to be there. I think The Boy Who Had Seven is going to be there. It's going to be a star-studded, super fun event. So if you can, check that out tonight. Sunday night, Rockin Robbie Live, my live stream. We're going to be chatting about comic books, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. And I'm going to be opening up this 112 collective super badass Blade figure. I am so stoked to have this. We're going to open it up and I'm going to geek out over it Sunday night. Anyway, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please let me know in the comments below anything you want to talk about. What's your favorite announcement from this week? What are you looking forward to in the world and land of TV, comic books, movies, toys, collectibles, all that and more. Let's keep the conversation going. And don't forget to join me Sunday night for Rockin Robbie Live here on the channel, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. That's my time zone. Anyway, thank you so much. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on living.